I'm Billy Bombbshell for Hazardous Material, and I am here with Subsume, formerly Lucid, and we're doing an interview today, which is very exciting. So, do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
I'm James, I play drums.
I'm Dan, I do lead vocals and keyboards.
I'm Jackson, I play bass.
Awesome, so I just have a couple of questions for you. And the first one is obviously to do with the name change, because that's kind of a big thing. So what prompted the name change for the band, and what's the new name all about?
Well, pretty much, we used to have a different guitarist, and he moved to BC, so the old name, it suited us really well for that time. Kind of I don't know, we were a lot more stoner metal and a lot more psychedelic and stuff, and I don't know, just a new direction, everything. We needed something that really suited us and that was totally different, right? Because it's a lot heavier, a lot more progressive. And pretty much we needed something that was unique, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And suited us as a band and with the new musician and stuff, and just the different direction it was taking us in. So.
Yeah, exactly. And we were kind of, just shooting a lot of names out there, and I don't know, probably for over a month we were just thinking about absolutely everything, and eventually there's actually this Cloud Kicker band, and she came out with a new album called Subsume, and we just looked up the definition and it was super cool. So we just, it was I think, I can't remember the exact definition, but it's the creation of something great within something else, or to absorb or conceive within something else. So
Cool.
yeah, no, we're just.
Phone, I'd actually look up the
It's something along those lines. But there's a whole bunch of different ones actually, and they're all worded pretty badass. So we're oh, that's badass.
It worked. It's simple and it just works.
Exactly,
awesome.
and it's something that's different too. You know what I mean? That was what we're all about, being weird.
That makes sense. Did you guys have any really funny names you came up with, in the process of that at all?
Wow.
Or good
Danny
ones?
Pete in the Prairies.
Yeah, Danny Pete in the Prairies was an ongoing joke for a while. So many variations of that right there. A lot of inappropriate ones.
You can say them, it's okay.
Okay, nothing comes to mind. I was hoping that'd buy me at least 3 seconds. I can't think of any.
Nothing's super hilarious because we're always we gotta be serious.
Exactly.
We're way more serious than we actually are.
Yeah, we take it very seriously, but try not to take ourselves seriously, and we all snobby and stuff. I don't know. That's my stomach.
Alright, so how long have you guys been playing music for together?
As a 4-piece, 3.5 to 4 years as the full 4, as me, Jackson, James, and Alex.
Yeah, Alex has been around, I think, would it be 4 years coming up this summer?
Yeah, totally.
Wow. 4 years. And probably a year before that with our other guitarist. So about 5 years. Me and Jackson have been jamming for a while, and I don't know, 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Cool. I like this one. Do you have any pre-stage rituals you guys do?
I think we all have our own little personal ones.
We usually do get
A lot of ass slapping.
Lots. Like good pre-game, post-game. What else? I don't know.
Yeah, when we jam, we do always get stoned before we play. It's just
Except for Alex.
Except for Alex.
He's very, very
Into math.
Yeah. No, but he doesn't really drink or anything. He keeps us all in line, or tries to. We're pretty disobedient.
Yeah.
Is that why he's not here tonight?
No, actually, he got put up with the doctor's appointment. I didn't really get into detail. I kind of just gave him a hard time and blew it way out of proportion to make him feel bad and stuff. And and then my phone died on the way here. That's why I was so late. So yeah.
You gave him a hard time.
No, I actually did. He said a doctor's appointment came up and he was super apologetic, and no, actually it's super good shit. Just I didn't want to get into details. Doctor's appointment, you know, like, are you pregnant? Like, what do you say to that?
On a more serious note, these are in a great order where it goes kind of from something funny to something really serious. So it's good. So who influenced your music? Who are some of the biggest influences, either individually or as a band as a whole?
Well, definitely, from listening to our music, there's definitely a Tool influence, you know, and more as we progress, it's more like, you know, going into like Mastodon, like, what are those, some of those other awesome bands?
Like Opeth.
Opeth, Meshuggah, stuff like that. But not that we really sound too much like, we're not like, I don't know, we're not like that metal. We're kind of at that weird point too where it's like, a lot of people who are into metal, it's like you know, they think we're not metal, but people who aren't into metal are like, oh my god, it's metal, they growl.
Yeah.
But definitely in the vein of like, get compared to like, yeah, Opeth and stuff, because a lot of the growling and clean vocals and stuff. And honestly, as a drummer, just because like, no matter what, if you play beats on the toms, it's like, oh, it sounds like a Tool beat. So like, we try not to sound like Tool as much as we are influenced by them, just because it's like, again, you want to be different, even as much of a compliment as that is, and people are like, oh yeah, you sound like Tool, it's like, that's awesome, and I get like that's super appreciated, but still we're trying to, it's an even better compliment when someone's like, whoa, I've never heard that before, you know, it's kind of like, to me that's what like prog's about, like in a sense, like almost nowadays it's almost too like tech musicians, you know, playing really, really complicated music, whereas like why we like Opeth and can all agree on bands like Mastodon and stuff is there's good songwriting-ness to them, you know, where it's like it's awesome music, it like super, it keeps you entertained and everything, but it's still like got a song, and don't get me wrong, we're all like, Alex is very into like Animals as leaders and has gotten us into like those bands like Scale Summit and Cloud Kicker and Russian Circles and Intronaut and like really into those guys, and we're all into individual stuff. Like these guys are both producers, do like a lot of like electronic stuff, like Savant and like Bonobo. I'm not too heavy into it, but yeah, I love that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah, I'd say for the most part, we take influences and kind of take our own spin. Obviously, like we're not, you know, we'll take our odd rip off, but.
You're always a product of your influence.
Exactly,
it's like the second you realize it's like, oh, this sounds like Tool. Okay, change it. Like,
We record a lot of our stuff, so we'll always be able to listen back and, you know, take weeks on it and be like, all right, this is too much of a rip-off.
Yeah, exactly. So you just scrap a lot of stuff, and that's kind of like, just like with most stuff, I don't know, like it takes us a long time to kind of like do our stuff, because it's like, again, you want to do something that hasn't been done, and you know, we all have like a bunch of different bands and outlets and stuff, so it's like, you know, for this project, it's like we really want to put our time and effort into it, hence why we're, you know, taking our sweet ass time. Exactly, because we want to do something else, you know, like, and it's, I don't know, but there's always like the what you want to do and budget.
Yes.
Yes, I am all too familiar with that.
Exactly.
And this one, I'm going to just read it exactly how it's worded, because I think it's perfect. It's best food to hammer down before or after a show.
Oh, we were getting pretty into Signori's pizza there for a while.
Is that before or after, though?
Well, actually, before jams a lot. For show, let's pre-show ritual. Like, actually, when we played an awesome 420 show with, who was that put on by? I think Annihilatrix Productions or something. Put on this like big 420 show. Yeah. So everyone was partaking in brownies. The special ingredient was love, and it was awesome. Yeah, that was.
That's better after the show, but.
Yeah, it really was. Like, I mean, like you said, like we take it like, you know, very seriously, where it's like, yeah, we never get hammered before shows or anything like that. Like, if anything, it's just like, you know, you don't want to screw up your daily routine. So like the times when I would do things weird, like, okay, I'm not going to drink for like a week straight before a show. It would, not that like that in itself is a bad thing, but just like weird things. You almost psych yourself out, you know what I mean? Because you'd be overthinking and putting so much emphasis on it instead of just going about, you know what I mean? Like we don't put on any like clothes or do anything like weird. It's all with the music, you know? Like we really want to kind of make it about the art, you know what I mean?
So definitely pizza.
So pizza, for sure, definitely Senora's pizza.
100% ours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, exactly. Particularly Senora's, that is some good stuff. That donair pizza.
Do they have gluten-free pizza?
Oh no, this is like as greasy as it
I
gets.
screwed them.
Honestly, I like when it comes to like pizza, it's always like either the healthy kind or the greasy kind. My favorite healthy, there's this place called Bottega, and it's all like stone oven and natural blah 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 stuff, and I think it's awesome. It's amazing, but gotta get greasy every so often.
Mhm.
Gotta get greasy.
That is something to live by. What's the hardest part about being a musician?
Well, the constant having to fight off babes, like
Yeah.
that's
The women are so aggressive.
Yeah.
They are. It's just ridiculous. I have no idea. It's like, imagine every time someone looks at you, they're staring at your chest and
Getting,
stuff. And it's
getting recognized on the street is really hard too.
no, but like, I don't know.
I'd say getting recognized in general in the Calgary scene has been the toughest part. Like we've been around for like 4 years and we've been playing shows for at least 3 of them. You know, even with our old guitarists, we were playing a couple of shows, and still like people just aren't really sure who we are. So it's
Kind of our own fault too. There's quite a few, you know, like we fell off the radar for a bit. Like we started recording around like a year ago and just really put a lot of time and effort into it.
kind of went off the map pretty much.
Kind of want to separate like as much as possible from the old band. Not that like, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just like we really want to separate ourselves from like that's what we used to be, and this is kind of
come on the scene with like a punch.
exactly get all our ducks in line, and then you know.
Yeah,
shoot
marketing
the hell out of
yourself
them.
is pretty tough. That's the hardest part, to get people down,
Yeah.
find the right people to listen to your stuff.
Because
It's always hard.
exactly, like there's a good market for it. You know, like obviously a lot of weird bands have been successful and stuff, but not even that's what it's really about. Because no matter what, we're going to be doing what we do. You know, like we've been friends for so long. We all, you know, have a bunch of different all the time. Me and Jack's are doing like a drum and DJ kind of drum, not drum bass, drum and DJ. So, and we're always kind of doing stuff like that. So it's like, again, it's like we're going to be doing it no matter what. But it's like anytime you're talking about, I'm talking to someone who just, you know what it's like when you're talking to people who just don't get it. You know, like the most frustrating thing is when you like, say you've got like a couple moments that are a little like nice or something that like you'd think someone who's not into your music can get into, and a lot of times they're, oh yeah, you have this like catchy part, you need to scrap everything else and do that, that's how you make it. And it's like, well that's not, you're so missing the point, you know what I mean? It's like, if you're not progressing art in like a new direction and doing something cool, it's like, you know, even if you sound like a good band, it's like, why would you want to sound like someone else? You know, it's like, if you're not taking it in a new direction, it's like, what the hell are you doing? You know, so. I forgot the question was, but I hope that answered.
I was gonna say you went out on such a tangent there. It was what the hardest part of being a musician was. So that it went along the same lines, and then it just went way.
But I would say yeah, definitely recognition and
following.
yeah, following and
You know, getting more other people out to the shows instead of just the main people that come to our shows. You know, like we all have our little crews, but that's not bringing anyone else, right?
They should bring people themselves.
well, yeah,
but,
dude, and it's been honestly ever since we played that one show at Morgan's, things have been going actually pretty good. I mean, like after like a year of just stillness, it's been like, you know,
playing on a Sunday paid off.
Yep.
Yeah. No, that was an awesome show. It was fun.
It was great. It was awesome to watch.
Yay.
Okay, this one, I just read it completely wrong in my head. But it's, where can fans pick up your music, and do you have any tours coming up, or local shows that are coming up?
SoundCloud.
So yeah, right now SoundCloud. Well, like you said, we're kind of like separating ourselves. Like right now, we do have like a Bandcamp and a SoundCloud. And I think the SoundCloud is Lucid-Calgary.
Yeah.
The Bandcamp is probably what bandcamp.com/Lucid. Is it Lucid Calgary or Lucid Band Calgary? One of those. And mostly Facebook. Facebook has all of our kind of stuff, but we are gonna be kind of like separating because like we have our stuff is so different now too, and it's like a couple months from release. You know what I mean? So it's like the stuff on there right now is basement recordings and very you know, and we wanted to record all of our stuff. And just kind of get it down so we could look for new guitars and be like, here, right? But it was all we had, so we ended up releasing a little bit. But we're, it's going to be a bit of a resurgence. So hopefully in the next probably in the next like 3-4 months, we're gonna be releasing the album and yeah, hitting all the online streams pretty hard, Twitter and all that fun stuff. Bandcamp, SoundCloud. I know I'm forgetting a whole bunch. Oh, not MySpace, is it? MySpace exists?
I feel like
Is
that
that
would be
something?
the best place to market your band. It's only through MySpace.
Only MySpace.
Yeah,
Take note. Take note.
I would know, obviously.
Any shows? We have a possible Metallica tribute show we may be playing.
That and possibly the Republic one. We're not sure
Possibly
about
Republic,
that
we
one.
have to have a band discussion.
Yeah, there's
Before-
a few,
before
but
we
we are
play.
going to be booking shows, and we're going to be, you know, we always announce that stuff on Facebook and blah blah. And you know how bands are, hassle your friends relentlessly about it. So there's definitely going to be a lot of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but officially nothing. Officially nothing right now. We're yeah, like we just got asked to play the Sunday gig, and we played it, and things went pretty well. So we're just really focusing on the album right now. We're going actually this Wednesday to finish the mixing process. Then we're on to master, and that should only be about 2-3 weeks tops. You know, sending files back and forth and all that fun stuff. So that should, yeah, I don't know, we should have the music out, which we'll probably do slow releases and like little teasers. We like to tease our statistically 4.6 fans, I believe.
Yeah.
So
something
we
like
really
that.
like to tease them, just keep it sadistic, you know what I mean? So, yeah, so we're gonna be releasing like stuff like that. But yeah, hopefully the album will be out here pretty soon. The main thing is right now finding artwork, finding a guy to do our artwork, and you know, it's kind of hard. Like just like anything with prog, it's like, hey, do you want to do something like super in depth and complicated for not that much payoff? You know what I mean? Like so.
You just gotta meet the right people.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
And that's like the one awesome thing about this scene is that the people that are there are super passionate, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's like when Opeth comes to town or Rush or anyone, it's like I'll see them every single time. You know what I mean? It's like the fan base is, you know, just like most cult following-y type stuff, it's like, it's a dedicated fan base. Even if it's a statistical 4.6.
I want to meet the 0.6 of your fans.
Slice it.